Michael Thomas said his body rejected surgeries. Is Michael Thomas making excuses for his injuries over the last few years? I don't necessarily believe so. But he said specifically, my body failed to respond to surgeries. We know he's played 10 regular season games over the last 3 years. In 2021, he repaired that torn deltoid and other ligaments in his left ankle after he was injured in the 2020 season opener. He also had to have surgery in 2022 after he dislocated his second toe on his right foot in the third game of the 2022 season. We know he tripped over Kamara in the season opener of 2021. We also know he hurt his hand. Apparently, his hand was broken, so he said, after he broke the catch record and extended out against the Titans. It's funny that we play the Titans coming into this game because I want to say that was the last time that Michael Thomas actually saw this team. But he said one of the issues with the surgeries was the way his body failed to respond to the hardware inserted to help him heal. Quote, I don't want to use this as an excuse, but also when you got surgeries and they put hardware in, sometimes your body rejects the hardware. When asked if he meant his ankle, Thomas specified it happened twice, slowing down the healing process, both with his ankle and his deltoid. He said, your body responds and healing responds to it. Whatever, I guess, is the 1%. I guess I'm in that category. He said he tried to rehab his ankle without surgery in the 2021 offseason, but he ultimately had surgery in June of 2021 when it did fail to respond. He did have that small setback, of course, and then ultimately was ruled out for the season. They thought he was going to be able to come back from the toe injury, but turns out that he wasn't able to. And even Ronald Curry, who was the Saints quarterback coach now, Ronald Curry, who was Michael Thomas's wide receivers coach from 2018 to 2020, described the response after the ankle injury as a stress reaction to the hardware. And I don't think Michael Thomas is bullshitting, right? I really don't. Of course, this kind of seem ironic. Now he wants to say his body wasn't reacting well to surgeries when, like, realistically, um, you know, was it because of that? Because we didn't hear this when Drew Brees was in and you were still hurt, or when Andy Dalton was in, or when Taysom Hill was in, or when Ian Book was in, or when Trevor Siemian was in. And we've heard, people say that, Michael Thomas just didn't want to play with anybody after his stint with Drew Brees. Michael Thomas didn't want to put up with that type of quarterback because he knew that it would have reduced his production and ultimately affected the type of game that he had, being an elite receiver, being one of the best receivers in the league, being one of the best route runners, breaking the record for catches, right? But I mean, it's true. It is true. I know people personally in sports that have, gotten surgeries their body hasn't reacted well to it. I know people in life that have gotten surgeries and their body hasn't reacted to it. I mean, gastric bypass surgery, you can literally pass away overnight right after the surgery happens. I hope Michael Thomas is telling the truth. I hope he comes back healthy because I did not fucking want us to re-sign him this year. I did not want that at all. I was pissed when I saw that we brought back Michael Thomas. But if he returns to what he needs to be, if he's getting in there a little well with Chris Olave and getting some targets from Derek Carr and getting Rashid Shaheed on some counterparts as well, I'm cool with that. Look, I want to root for Michael Thomas. I'm glad I didn't buy the jersey. I bought that one when I was in New Orleans. I almost bought the Michael Thomas jersey, but personally, I just like Kamara better as a player. I just liked his play style better. It was nothing against MT. But I hope he's telling the truth. I really do. I believe he is, because we know Michael Thomas, I hope, wants to be a Saint for life. I hope he wants to continue to be with this organization. I hope that he really sees great things with this team. I hope he sees the way that we've rebuilt. I hope he sees the defense and how we kind of tried to get some offensive pieces going. But Michael Thomas says that his injuries are not all specifically on him. He had some surgeries. His body rejected the surgeries. And I know some people are going to say it's cap because we didn't hear it until Derek Carr's around, who is the Saints' best quarterback situation since Drew Brees has left. But only Michael Thomas will truly know. All he's going to say is his body failed to respond to surgeries.